Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a disappointing day. I don't think my audio is working on TikTok. Hang on a second. Give me 1 second. Microphone. There we go. We're all in. Kane Wilson has left. He's gone. It's over. Kane Wilson has left Derby County and joined MK Dons. I don't really know what to say. I'm very much not sure about this deal because it doesn't really say much about the deal in terms of from MK Dons' side or from Derby County's side. It's very interesting. It is very, very interesting, this one. It is very, very interesting. Now, let's take a look at it, right? Let's take a look at Kane Wilson from sort of like a neutral perspective, right? Welcoming everybody. Hope you're all okay. Let's just get to some of the messages in the chat and then we'll talk about Kane Wilson. We will. Traitor. Not sure he's a traitor, but we'll discuss that in a minute. It never dropped down to League 2. He has done, unfortunately, DCFC Army. It's the money. He's gone for the money, probably. He didn't want to sign a new deal, so best to cash in. Don't disagree on that. How much has he gone for? It doesn't say. It says undisclosed fee. Hi, not happy with this at all. No ambition to drop to League 2 and he's one of our best. Yeah, I agree. I'm baffled by this whole situation. Kane Wilson leaving for one is quite surprising, but ultimately, is it? Don't know why he's gone to League 2. I thought he was one of our best players. Well, that is what we're going to get into in this live stream. Now, I'm not going to be live for long because I've got sort of a lot of shit to sort out with obviously going away tomorrow. But let's just talk about it and let's discuss it, right? Kane Wilson's joined MK Dons on a permanent transfer for an undisclosed fee. Now, there is no problem with that. There's no problem with him leaving, right? Absolutely fair enough. Do what you want. Where are you going tomorrow? I'm going on holiday, mate. No, yeah, Kane's gone. Kane has gone. Now let's take a look at the announcement from MK Dons. MK Dons are thrilled to announce the signing of defender Kane Wilson from Sky Bet Championship side Derby for an undisclosed fee subject to EFL and FA clearance. The 25-year-old joined Paul Warne's side as the 10th signing of the summer, following Mendes, Lang, Russian Hepburn, Murphy, Jones, Collins, Collier, Finch, Patterson, Ekapatika and Mellish. The right back is a skilled player, having spent a year at Bristol City before going to Derby County. But it doesn't say how long the contract is. Now, that's fair enough, right? Now, the thing is, right, this is frustrating in many different ways. Roberts from Sunderland in the building. Maybe. I'm not. If that's been announced, we can talk about that as well. But it hasn't. Maybe one day. Maybe eventually. Let's just take a look. Make sure. Is it confirmed? Yeah, the deal is done. The deal is done. It's just been dropped on Derby's and MK Dons Twitter. Thought Derby was unlucky not to get 3 points. Spot on. MK Dons fan here. Welcome in, Beach Boy. You've got yourselves a proper player. Now let's talk about the fee. He's gonna piss what League 2. Same with Mendes. Completely agree. Nearly bought a Kane Wilson shirt until I got a text from my mate saying he could be leaving. Yep. Hate Paul Warne. Now I don't hate Paul Warne personally. Thank you, Kane Wilson, but Paul Warne, fair enough. Not the news I wanted at 3 a.m. here in California, but it is what it is. Exactly. It's what we've done to Blackburn. I'm not going to... This is very, very different to Blackburn, to be honest, Ashton. Because, for me, Kane Wilson going to League 2 is very different, moving from Championship to Championship. But that's part and parcel. It's part and parcel of football. Him leaving isn't the problem. I'm not bothered about him leaving. Yeah, they've got Patterson as well. Yeah, they've got a very, very good team there. I feel like we expected this. I'll be honest, I've said for a while that I anticipated Kane Wilson would move on. You know what the fee for Patrick Roberts could be? Not sure, Sam. Wilson looked like he couldn't care versus Burnley. Fair. I've got a Wilson shirt. Maybe it's time to move that on. How much do you reckon the fee is? I think the rumour is it's between £700,000 and £1.25 million, but I'm not entirely sure. It's a very difficult one to really know. Has he 100% gone? Yes, he has. The picture on screen on the TikTok will show you, and obviously the starting screen of the YouTube stream will show you that as well. Wilson fell off. I don't think he fell off, but he had some big injuries. Now, I've got a video coming out next week about Kane Wilson moving on, because it's something that I did want to discuss, right? Because I think there's more to this than meets the eye, if I'm completely honest. I personally think Derby County know his injury position, and I think that's put them in a position where they had to make a decision. And if he's not going to sign a new contract, which he probably didn't want a short-term contract at Derby, then they have to move him on. And I think they've done the right thing in moving him on. They haven't got a good team, to be fair to him. Yeah, they have. Eric Lewis, very disappointed at this move, but not shocked. Good luck to the Buffalo. Absolutely, absolutely. Didn't really care against Burnley. No effort showed. Fair. I don't mind him leaving because we can now use Ward, who is a very good wing-back. Yeah, don't disagree with that. Can't believe he's gone League 2. Yeah, League 2 is the shocking thing. It's DCFC Edits. It's on MK Dons and... what's it called? It's on MK Dons and Derby Twitter. He's played 74 games in 2 years, though. His injury record's not that bad. He's missed basically every pre-season that he's had at Derby County, though. That's the thing, Percy. Would you rather have Canos or Diaz or Roberts? Give us all three. How much did he went to MK Dons? I think the rumour is around £700,000, but I'm not entirely sure. MK franchise, calling him a defender is generous, linked up with NML. Yeah, you're not wrong. What do you reckon our team will look like if we get Roberts? Honestly, I don't even want to put a guess on what the team is going to look like at the moment because of the position we find ourselves in. Roberts ain't that good, always runs into people, only played well with Ahmad. Yeah, but we haven't got a single winger, Godfrey, so it puts us in a position where he's better than what we've got. Is Ward leaving? Because I've seen that he's leaving on Monday. There's nothing linked that I've seen so far about Ward moving out. Paul Warne is the Pep Guardiola of lower leagues. Absolutely is. Zetterstrom going to be staying? Does look as if he will be, yes. Do you think we'll get Patrick Roberts? If we put a permanent offer in, yes. If we try and go loan, I think he'll go elsewhere. Max Johnson played well yesterday. Yes, he did. Was class in League 2. He was class, going to cook in League 2. Absolutely. Very injury prone, so don't really mind him leaving as long as we get a decent fee. To be honest with you, if we've got, $1 million or so, I'm happy with that for a player with a year on his contract. I wanted a bit more, but obviously it's one of those where if he's not going to sign a contract, you can't exactly ask for more money. Nixon said we're preparing an offer of $2 million. Is that for Roberts, Sam? Diaz would be a sick signing for you. Good pals with Bradley Johnson and Travis. Yeah. Do you think we'll get Diaz? That's a bit more of an interesting one. What's the bid? Are you on about for Wilson, Richard? This is the dumbest transfer I've ever seen. It's one of those things. He clearly didn't want to stay, and if he doesn't want to stay, you've got to let him go, for me. And we probably know about his injury position, because you look at how many injuries he's had on that knee. He's had a couple of surgeries this summer alone. He had a big injury at Bristol City. It's not surprising for me. Me personally, I don't think we would sell permanently unless we sign a winger. Fair. How much was the fee? Yeah, the fee for Wilson is rumoured to be between £700,000 and £1.25 million. Now, what the actual fee is, I'm not entirely sure. There's probably a lot of performance-based incentives about MK Dons getting promoted, things like that. There's probably a sell-on fee included as well. I think Brereton Diaz won't come, and I think we'll get Roberts. Appreciate the follow, absolute BRFC. Welcome in, mate. $2 million for Roberts isn't bad, to be honest, but it depends if Sunderland accept. Yeah, I agree. I think Brereton Diaz will come. I think they both could come. Massive look to him. He was unbelievable for us. What's all the transfer news, incomings, outgoings? I've got a video coming out later today about Roberts and Brereton Diaz. I'm going to have a video out tomorrow on the plan for deadline day. What I think Derby County are going to do. Players that may move out, players that may move in, things like that. But obviously, that's sort of been thrown caution to the wind. How long a contract? It doesn't say, Richard. I'll miss Wilson because he was so good on the ball. He was so creative and had good crosses. I think his end product was a bit hit and miss, but obviously him moving on isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. What an absolute gimp Kane Wilson is, honestly. I don't think it's worth any of that. He wanted to leave, and that's fair enough for me. His contract was running out. I think $1 million is good. Yeah, I agree. That fee more than cover what we paid for him. Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got to look at the big picture. I'm sure I spoke to you yesterday on the coach. Not me, Rams fan. I was at home. Eustace will want both. He loves having good... Yeah, exactly. Cheat code for MK. Where's Osborne? Plymouth, I think. I try and get Ali from Luton. Maybe. It's worth it, honestly. I'd rather take 1 million to put towards Roberts than keep and leave on a free. The fee is between £700,000 and 1.25. I do have a brother, but he definitely wasn't at Derby yesterday. I reckon we'll get Brereton and Roberts. Yeah, I do too, to be honest. Think Kenzo got on loan. I think there's definitely a possibility for it, especially with what Lee Curtis said yesterday. I asked him after the game what the situation was, and he said that if an offer comes in, the club would definitely consider it. Must be a long-lost brother? Maybe. How much did we get? Between £700,000 and 1.25 million, but there's no direct fee that I've seen at the moment. Think we'll get Brereton, Diaz, Roberts and Canos tomorrow. Think we'll let Ward, Osborne, Rooney and Kenzo go. Maybe. He'll rip League 2 to shreds with NML. Maybe. It will be interesting to see sort of how it shakes up with them. MK will win the league. They absolutely should win the league. They've got 4 or 5 championship players at the minute. So I'm gutted about the news. Yeah, I am disappointed about it. But it's one of those things where Kane Wilson is great, but ultimately we're moving forward, and I think that what's it called? Appreciate the follow, Ethan. Welcome in. But I think that Derby County are moving to a different level. I think Max Johnston was unreal yesterday. Shows Derby's mentality. This has got nothing to do with Derby's mentality, Flynn, because Wilson was offered a contract and we did want to extend. I think we'll use the money for Diaz and Roberts. Yeah, I agree. I've heard this is an absolute dream of a transfer for us. Are you MK fan, Barcode? What do you think next signing will be? A couple of wingers. Osborne Ward can go for me, then Kenzo, Rooney, Nelson, January. Maybe. What do you think of Southampton potentially hopping on HMS Piss the League? Go for it. Injury free, he'll be playing with you 100%. Yeah. If you keep Kane Wilson fit, he will walk League 2 easily, without a problem. Who's Diaz? Ben Brereton, Diaz Rams fan. I'm shocked about the Kenzo situation. I don't know why we wouldn't want to keep him. I think it's a case of Eustace wanting to bring in wingers, and to do that, he's got to let people go. What do you think our attack will look like as Brewster, Clark and Morris are amazing? How is Ajimang maybe a new winger going to fit in? Honestly, I'm leaving that up to John Eustace because I've got absolutely no idea. Not shocked, but I'm very disappointed by this. Wilson is a top player. I think going to League 2 might ruin his career. I think he's going to be on a decent wedge and a long-term contract with MK, so I don't think he's particularly worried, if I'm honest, Richard. What do you think about the 30 minutes added? I wasn't surprised that it was lengthy, but I thought... but then obviously with the ref then apologising to Eustace at the end of the game, I think it speaks volumes. Appreciate the follow, Louis. What league are they even in? MK are in League 2. Has he moved? Yes, deal is done. Appreciate the follow, Taylor. Welcome in. Just struggle to get why he'd come towards if he was that good. Fitness Flynn. He's had a couple of surgeries on his knee over the course of the last year. Had a big injury back in, 2022, I think it was, which kept him out for over a year. So, yeah, he's left, Kyle. So, it's purely injuries, in my opinion. Kane Wilson gets into any championship side, so shocked he's gone League 2. I agree, to be honest. If we sign Diaz, Canos and Roberts, where will CBT play? Because I love him. If he's fit, he'll work his way into the team. He will for me. We needed some cash, and we had too much in that right-back slot in the Ambi, Ward, Wilson and Johnston, so I think it's a good move. League 2 is silly move when he easily starts. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he easily starts for us anymore, though, with Johnston. Did we pay a fee for NML? We didn't, but I believe there's a undisclosed agreement from MK to Derby. Ward and Johnston first 2 for right back. I don't disagree. Do you think we'll stay out this season? Yeah, 100%. I don't reckon Canos will happen, but Diaz and Roberts probably. Yeah, that's sort of the position I'm in at the minute. He's not good enough. Poor defender, poor delivery. If he was good enough, other clubs would be in. To be fair, this deal has sort of came out of the blue carts because we was trying to agree a long-term contract with him. So, do we know how much we could have sold him for? I believe it's within £700,000 to the 1.25 million region. But we have no confirmation on fee as of right now. But I don't think we will get... How was Mendes Lang for you last season? Quite poor, to be honest, Barcode. You'll be chasing playoffs. Eustace is unreal. We just need to get some wingers in, and I think we're fine. I think if he's fit, he gets easily into League 2 top 8. Yeah, easily. Wilson knows unless something goes wrong, MK go up. Yeah, 100%, 100%. If Kane Wilson stays fit, League 2 player of the season, probably. I'm surprised I've not seen anything about it on Derby socials or the app. It is on Derby's Twitter. It is. I think we need to get rid of Jackson. Nobody wants Jackson. That's the problem. Nobody wants Jackson. That's the problem. New 1 year triggered. Hopefully up the fit. Yeah, it will have done. It will have done Carts. He'd have gone for free. Sorry, I know I keep asking this, but what time you have? I'm not 100% sure. I've still got some packing to do and a couple of things to do for the channel for why I'm away. But it'll probably be, let's say between 3 and 5. I'll be live. In the last few games, I've noticed we needed Kane Wilson on the pitch to bring us more attacking chances from the back. But now we've got Johnston who does that. So I don't necessarily think we need him for me. I've seen a fee, 900k. Fair enough. Appreciate the follow, Ethan. Welcome in. You're very helpful. I can't lie. Much respect. Appreciate that, Ethan. Best right back in the league now. In League 2, absolutely. Sorry, guys, I didn't check Twitter. That's okay. But behind on the news, which Roberts we talking about? Patrick Roberts, Jack. Patrick Roberts. Is Kenzo going and is he linked with anyone? He's not linked with anyone, but Derby County will look at offer. If someone puts an offer in, Derby County will assess it. MK Dons can have Jackson. I'd send him there. I mean, take a point yesterday, but we still need a win. We got 2 draws, 2 losses so far, not bad. Yeah, it's not an awful start for me, especially when you look at the teams we've played. We've had not MK Dons. I've got MK Dons on the brain. We've had Bristol City, Coventry, Stoke, and Ipswich, all top teams. Think Kane Wilson would have been used as a winger. I don't think he would have been personally, Richard. I think there was a possibility he may have done in depth issues, but not overall for me. Johnston was class. Why did we take him off? I'm not entirely sure, Sams, to be honest. I think Eustace wanted to go a little bit more defensive with Niambi. Didn't we used to have Patrick Roberts? Yes, we did under Wayne Rooney when we stayed up. Jackson would have even cut it in long league. Probably not. Cost us too many goals. Not sad to see him go. Fair. If MK don't go up, something is wrong. Yeah, 100%. All of these sales are just helping us become a better team. Yeah, I agree for me. Brietta Diaz done his media duties yesterday. What, for Derby, Lewis? Yes, Richard, we did have him before, but it was on loan because he kept up with... Yes, that's 100% what happened. 100% what happened. Lee Curtis has just put a tweet out. What's he said? Undisclosed fee, effectively known as Buffalo. Derby needed to shift players, which is pretty much the situation that we all knew in terms of Kane Wilson. It is going to be interesting to see what does happen over the course of the next couple of days, because letting Wilson go, it isn't necessarily... Like, for me, Wilson going isn't a terrible move. I think it's a move in the right direction for Derby, because it's showing that we're trying to move forward as a club, but ultimately it's always difficult to look at, if you know what I mean. And when you see those sort of things, you see a player move on, it's always difficult. If MK Dons don't go this season, I think they'll go up. If MK Dons go, I think they'll go up next season from League 1. It'll be interesting to see sort of how the situation goes with them in the transfer window. How much did he go for? I believe it was around 700,000 to 1.25 million, but I imagine there'll be massive performance incentives. If I'm honest with you, massive performance incentives. Travis looked good yesterday, but I don't know how he's still on the pitch after that tackle. And I think the best bit about that is because he got booked, I don't think they can retrospectively ban him. So we ignore that. In fairness, we can only do so much in the transfer window. I imagine Eustace plans on getting rid of Niambi, etc. in Jan. I think we're probably going to see 2 or 3 more out across the course of the next day or so, but we will wait and see. Do you talk to John? If you're on about John Eustace, no, I've never met him, unfortunately. If he doesn't want to play for the club and drop down 2 divisions even, when he is an important player for us, when he's fit, I think it's for the better to let him go. I don't necessarily disagree. Wilson would get into any championship side or most of it. I don't disagree. I think the hardest outgoing as a Rams fan was when we got rid of Will Hughes. Couldn't forgive. Yeah, I agree. Especially with the fee that he went for as well. Bobby Clark looking sharp now. I said it all along. Once he's fit, it'll be baller. Diaz signing today, possibly Roberts too. Not entirely sure, Jack. Not entirely sure. Let's not get started on Zetterstrom. All goalies do that once or twice. We need to see Lewis hit 3k subs in the next month. It could happen. It could happen. But we will wait and see. Obviously, if you are in the chat, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're on TikTok, hit like and follow. We're pushing for 2,600 on TikTok now. Diaz wouldn't sign for us. He might. Good signing for MK Dons. It's a great signing for MK. Adams on the ball was crap yesterday. Yeah. I've got my opinions on Adams, and I think everybody knows them. Appreciate the follow, Tommy. Welcome in. Just because he played at Forest doesn't mean he wouldn't sign. Ben Osborne played for Forest. Jamie Ward played for Derby. There's so many players that moved. Matt Griffin on forum knows someone from the media team, said he's done media duties yesterday. Fair. What games had it? We're winning a lot. He was class at Forest Green. He was good at Forest Green. He's been right on everyone this summer. Fair enough, Lewis. Fair enough. Is it confirmed? Yes. Just looked at MK on summer signings. Mendes Lang, Hepburn Murphy, another ex-Ram. Jones, Collins, and now Wilson. Yeah, it's a very, very good set of players. I hope Hughes ends his career with us. Yeah, I do too, to be honest, but I don't know if he will. Adams hasn't been the best recently. I don't think Adams has ever been the best, to be quite honest. I've always had my doubts on Adams, but it's one of those positions where he's a fan favourite, so it's really hard to talk about him. The manager I was on about, and we got West Brom next other away game. Yes, we do. Love him, but he's not the same. But it's only the start of the season. Exactly. Fee is believed to be within the region of £700,000 to 1.25 million. Keep leaving, Rams fans. Absolutely. If anyone leaves late or signs later today, are you going to be live, or are you going to do your daily live stream at 6? It will depend on the situation, Richard. It will depend on the situation, depending on timing and stuff. Adams on the ball is crap. Agree. Is this real? Yes, it is. It was a picture on Twitter this morning of Kenzo on a flight. Look, that picture is from August 24th, Lewis. That's when it was first posted, mate. I know Kane used to play with him when we was younger. He made it. I didn't. I was at Villa. Oh, that's class, Ben. That's class. Yes, it is real, Mason, unfortunately. WBA will be our first win. Probably. Right, well, I am going to call it there. I've got a lot to do this morning. So appreciate you all jumping in and stopping by. I appreciate the follow, Jack. Appreciate every single one of you jumping in. Obviously, gifts in the TikTok chat. Appreciate those. If you've got any, chuck them in. I'm actually disappointed in this. Not necessarily, Dan, to be quite honest. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, super chats, memberships, all that jazz. If you want to chuck them in, chuck them in. I'm obviously not going to say no, but obviously there's no need to, if that makes sense. But really appreciate all of you stopping by. Robert's at the training ground. That'd be a good move for me. Are you disappointed about this move? I'm not, to be honest. He was at a Sunday league team called Bromford Lions. Love that. If we move to a back four, I don't see him making it in at all. Fair. But yeah, I'm going to be jumping off now. I'll be back on at some point later today to discuss the likes of Brereton Diaz, to discuss Patrick Roberts. We'll obviously probably get into Kane Wilson a little bit more later on as well. But yeah, so if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. If you're on TikTok, hit follow, hit like, everything like that. And I will catch you in the stream later on today, where we'll talk all about transfers and what Derby County are going to be doing heading into the final day, into deadline day. Right, well, I'm going to say goodbye to you over on TikTok. Appreciate the follow, Will. I will catch you later on. I've heard 1.5 plus add-ons. That would be nice. But I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye over on TikTok. See you later. Bye-bye. And I will catch you later over on YouTube. Appreciate you all stopping by. I will catch you all later on today. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.